and you know it.
Clap your hands.
Oh, hang on. I think we're on video. We're still on video, don't worry. We can get everyone in. Cheer up, Jerry, we're on holiday.
The mystery of Madeleine McCann's disappearance became the biggest, or at least the most enduring, news story of the year. 8 months on, detectives still don't know if Madeleine is dead or alive. In September, the investigation took a dramatic turn. Kate and Jerry McCann were called in for more questioning and then made arguidos. Detectives accused Mrs. McCann of being involved in Madeleine's accidental death. Suddenly, people in Portugal and in the UK began to question their sympathy for the couple.
And then we started to think the unthinkable. And you know, nobody wants to think that. Nobody wants to think that this charming couple, they're professional, they're both doctors, they're, again, as we said, both articulate and well presented. Is it possible they were involved? Why did they leave those children alone? What happened that night? What was going on?
I think if you know the location here, which you've seen, what we did, I think, and we've been reassured by the fact that there are thousands of messages from people who've either done exactly the same or said they would have done the same. For us, it really wasn't very much different to having dinner in your garden in the proximity of the location. I think it's fair to say that, you know, the guilt that we feel, having not been there at that moment, will never leave us.
Many consider Mr. McCann's analogy unconvincing, and a neighbour said that on a previous night she heard Madeleine wake up and cry for her parents for 2 hours.
Well, 80 paces as far as the gate. The distance between the tapas bar and the apartment, not quite as Jerry McCann described it.
The second dog that we've seen work today is the crime scene dog, Keela. She will only indicate to me when she's found human blood.
The best way to describe it is if you have a fragrant soap, you can smell it, but there's nothing physical coming between the soap and your nose. It's just scent. But when it's something non-tangible, it's very difficult for humans to comprehend it. One thing we do have though is that the dog does not have the ability to lie. They cannot lie. They don't know about lying. So if a dog does indicate, then it generally believes that yes, there is something there.
They are tiny traces of a little girl, but the DNA could provide a major breakthrough for Portuguese police. A Sky News source has said 2 samples were found in the McCann's hire car, 1 full match and 1 partial. According to the source, the nature of the samples has led police to believe they'd come from Madeleine's body being placed in the boot. The traces could be used as evidence against her parents.
They will be very worried because this is crucial evidence that implicates them being with Madeleine 25 days after she's disappeared.
Astonishingly, having established the hire car as a potential crime scene, the police gave it back to the McCanns. The couple even drove it to the police station when they were declared suspects. We've since established that the car was returned to the hire company and then handed back to its suppliers, Renault. The vehicle could still hold vital clues, yet it ended up in a second-hand car lot near Lisbon.
It's absolutely true that DNA could never convict someone in court, and the courts have legally found that you cannot do that. You need some other piece of evidence to bolster it up, to corroborate it.
But a happy conclusion to the mystery seems increasingly unlikely, while the world wonders how a little girl can just disappear off the face of the earth.